All right, folks, this is Alan. With me is Albert. We are going to cast an introductory ACFL match for you this evening. It is more about getting the ball rolling, just because this is the first official day of Magma. For those of you who do not know, this is the second Magma Cup ever. The first were won by Brute Squad. It is the most lucrative event in the game for the time duration. If you have already signed up, that's really good because it's a way to put a team together if you're not on a team yet and really show your chops to the owners. So it sort of precedes the season in that you can actually prove yourself.
Sorry to interrupt you, but can you link the cast?
Yeah, I already did.
What did you?
Yeah.
Recently?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just now.
Oh, I have OC off. Okay, gotcha.
So there are two teams for the first match. The first is a Brute Squad, which is quite storied. They are one of the few ACFL teams who have won a ACFL World Championship. The other is the Billygoats, which Lewis has pushed for quite a long time. So my first impression is that everyone is going to be rusty. My second impression is that Brute Squad does not have its star lineup in that Branzel has not been seen for some time. They do have
Grumpf in there, though, and he'll do a lot of damage.
Yes, and not only will he do damage, but he'll have ER, and that's a quad healing team, which is what Brute Squad is known for. So if you let those guys get into a corner and heal, then they can last literally forever.
And I don't think Billygoats have the damage output to force the issue, really.
Yes, and looking at the Billygoats,
they don't even have that much healing. It's just mechy, really.
Yeah, they have 3 hitters, and they have the Wibbick Shaman, which does some good thunderclap damage, but it's not like Gala Glass level of damage intensive, right? It's not going to do enough to really break through the Brute Squad shell. However, props to those guys.
Everyone's probably rusty and doesn't remember what to do. So.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder who will be leading the team for Brute Squad, because Branzel is usually the leader, right?
I would say Krelius.
Yeah. But Krelius is still a little green. I mean, it's been one season, but anybody who's played ACFL, even like really good players, it takes a couple of seasons to really master the field.
Well,
you're like, is a West Red?
Because he has to mount, and they have an assassin, so
yeah, that's true.
For Flash to work.
That's very true.
I mentioned this in previous seasons, but Aurora, Dick, and Glayland, they seem counterproductive because they do the same thing. They both.
Yeah, I don't really think that they had much of a choice, right? I mean, the other option was to put Lewis in.
Well, Glayland was originally a Crusader too. So.
Yeah, he was. So he was doing a bit more damage. I do know that Phil really invests in his team. I know that Glayland had just showed up, had just been registered as a Crusader, which normally isn't the best class for ACFL, and Phil just immediately dumped all of his master rewards into getting Glayland Chain, like blue skins and stuff. But we are seeing the very start.
Is not sneaking. Meki is not sneaking.
Ardic does open up with the choke here.
Molten's hitting pretty well, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meki is getting some good snakebite damage there.
Seems like they're not focusing the same person. They're all over the place.
Glayland is initially the target here. Meki is doing the most of the damage by far. But Meki is taking damage as well from Ardic, too. Still hits well. I mean, Aerial Assassin.
Ardic not have gear on?
Yeah.
And you see the meteor damage adding up immediately. Meki's already in red.
Yeah, and he's not fleeing, which is an issue. That strike can hurt you when you're not fleeing already. Those nouns will too, and that is an easy first advantage for Brutes. So what you would ordinarily want to do there if you're Meki, like you're taking a lot of damage, which it seems...
Baski's blind. They don't have anyone to cure blind. Okay,
what you would normally do if you're Meki is flee very early and call a corner. But at the same time...
Glayland's actually pretty hurt, actually. He's in red.
At the same time, you can't afford to do that too much because they're supposed to be the damage-intensive team.
Agreed.
So for them to be on the back foot already is very bad news for Billygoats.
And Glayland's just going to keep them blind the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would, if I was Brute Squad, I would
flag
go
soon, yeah. Very, very soon. They're not going to do anything to them. I mean, they can't.
They can't even kill any of them, yeah. Rezekir's doing he's very durable.
Yeah. Grump does have Holy Spot, though. That's important to note, unless he used it and I didn't see it.
There's no reason to use it on anyone, really.
Don't use it until the singer's trying to chain your whole group for... And even then, it's not that much damage, but you may as well.
Yep. And they're just fighting it out, I guess. Masky dips in the red.
Yeah, I do think this is a sign of rust, though. Let's see. Is Brute Squad blue? They are. So Grump is going for the flag now, I believe.
See if they remember the command to capture it.
Just capture once and wait.
Isn't it just capture?
Yeah, it is. He does pick up the flag.
That's surprising. He does not pick up the weapon and rescue.
Ardict, a bit of a newbie mistake there.
At the bottom of the tick.
Yeah.
There's another choke, though.
Yeah, the choke off that is fun.
Either.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is just a pet peeve of mine, but I hate it when people don't sneak when they can sneak.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like game changing, but it helps a lot, to be honest.
Because then you don't know if they're walking into the room.
Yeah, you literally have to spam on them.
Choking everyone though.
Mm-hmm. Aru's getting some good chokes off. 10 seconds until the tick.
Grump has the flag, right?
Resicure is cured there, and Grump does have the flag. He's moving across.
I think the Resicure is light sleeper.
We'll see in just a second.
Yeah.
He is not.
No, he's not up. Okay. He's not light sleeper.
Gleilin is cured as well for the opposite team.
Meki should be back in soon, if I'm correct. If not already.
Arctic fails the choke.
I would just kill.
Yeah, that's... If they stagger at this point, that can just be a 3-0.
Did he use the samurai skill right there? It looks like he did.
Yeah, he did. Suicide.
Yeah.
Does that have any benefit whatsoever other than just saying never mind? Okay.
Easier way to suicide, I guess.
It's a pretty cool echo, I guess.
Rescuer's up. Well, he can't really do anything unless he goes to try to stop the moving.
Yeah.
But he's not really experienced in ACFL, so he doesn't know about interrupting flag caps.
That is the first cap. They did not stack, it looks like. Ordinarily you'd want to, but
they're way ahead that you don't really need to.
It's not going to make a difference other than to end this match faster.
I'm surprised Meki's not in yet. It's been 5 ticks, hasn't it? I'm sure everyone's just rusty.
Oh, I'm sure that's the case. For every team who plays again for the first time, you are going to be rusty. You can be rusty in variants, but you're going to be rusty.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think my team even knows what's going on.
Yeah.
They're all rusty.
Hydra was much the same. I mean, the thing is, we didn't know what the schedule was going to be, so we didn't know if we were going to be able to show. Everybody on Hydra is an adult who works, so...
There's Alton death. You're choking. I mean, they could just...
This is funny. Zikor may be a new player, but he just said, sorry, any idea who's winning? And it's just kind of funny because ACFL has to look confusing as hell to anybody who's just tuning in for the first time.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like, what is this flag business, and what does this mean? Meki is back doing some good damage, but again,
the damage is actually pretty solid.
It is actually. No, I think Shaman is a really interesting field. They can see invokers and root them out and stuff, but it's not going to be enough. Brutes have probably barely dipped into their healing pool.
It's like Gleilin repented Resicure. Where's the flag, Krelius? I mean, they'll just take the 3rd cap after this. So, you think they'll stack it just for practice sake?
I think they should. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I think you should for practice sake. Yeah.
You may as well get
the
rust off of the back. I can explain. So when you're moving the flag across and you have the flag, there is an intentional delay in the room. There's a room lag. So what you want to do to be as efficient as possible is have somebody else at the enemy flag room ready to capture it directly off your capture. That way you speed it up by seconds, which has been proven time and time again in even championship matches to be crucial.
Yeah. That's why you minimize the time where you don't have the flag.
Because it can matter. Arctic taking a lot of unsynced. Is that unsynced damage? Because it looks like it.
He's going to die.
Meki is about to die for the second time. That is a successful ground control. He may just die. He's in lag. He's just snake biting. He's going to die here.
Yep, that's it. And that'll be the match.
Yeah, and that is very, very decisively the match. I would say props to Billygoats.
Who has the flag? Grumph?
Yes. Yeah. Props to Billygoats for making a team and getting into this again. Some people don't, especially as so quick as we had news on when Magma was going to happen. You guys put a team together, and that's admirable. But Brutes,
let's preview tomorrow.
even having the worst season last season, Brutes still had a very efficient team that they drafted last season. It's hard.
I feel like they weren't completely out of it. They just they didn't put everything together.
So. Yeah, because they had a few matches that looked like championship caliber toward the end of the season.
So tomorrow we have Stars and the Ganth team, which is very interesting because we don't know if Stars will show up. And secondly, we have the return of Duxodom to the arena.
Yeah, Duxodom's storyline has been interesting. There's already been a bit of a drama surrounding that on the forums.
If you guys weren't reading.
Apparently. We haven't even had a ruling from the commissioner yet. Storm. As far as we know, because the roster was accepted, he's going to be playing tomorrow, as far as we know. If you know, who else is on the Ganth team? I want to try to imagine.
I'm looking at the roster now. We have Renton, who's a priest, obviously. We have Rakis, the samurai. Vasha is a crusader. Jurok is a Shukenja, I think. And we have Duxodom.
Okay, so we have one big damage healer in Duxodom. Rakis is also very... Yeah, Rakis can also do a lot of damage.
I don't know if he has Holy Smite. I think he does, which is actually the most useful thing against Stars.
It's an interesting idea because I think one of the biggest advantages that you have with Shukenja, I mean, if he's a Minotaur, then that's a bit less. But yeah, the curse really lets people like Duxodom get a lot of off saves damage out. Like, it's amazing how efficiently it works. If they are a well-qualified team, and I have learned not to underestimate Ganth. And do you know why I've learned not to underestimate Ganth, Albert? Because Amarok...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because Amarok successfully pulled off a hugely stunning Algorn World Game season with Ganth. So for this team, it really depends on if the players are good. I've seen Varakis, and he seems to be a good player. We obviously know Duxodom is a good player. He's a trial champion. So if they can effectively arrange like a really damage-intensive game, then it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So we will see.
Duxodom hard counters Bodrum sort of on some level, but at the same time, Bodrum can just wreck their whole team.
Yeah, well, Duxodom has always been a problem for Stars, right? They've whined about that since his inception into Brutes.
But he doesn't have Grump with them now, so it's not as bad.
Yeah. And
honestly, we have no idea who's going to show up, so...
Yeah, we don't. I haven't been playing, but I haven't seen Bodrum on at all, even as a foreign presence. It's really a question, nobody knows, and preferably those teams don't want you to know if they're going to actually have roster people available.
But I've never known Bodrum not to show up, so...
Yeah, they have an amazing consistency as far as, okay, Magma's here, ACFL's here, we'll make the dates, whatever happens. So we will see. I think that Stars is still going to be favored, right? I mean, they ended up almost tying with first seed last season, so they're going to be favored even with Duxodom in the fight. But we'll see how it all works. I guess we will wrap it up for you guys tonight.
Marcos was trying to say there was no audio, but maybe his audio is messed up.
Yeah, if there's no audio, then I'm sure it'll reflect in the cast. It's too late now. But we will let you guys go for tonight.
Are you casting tomorrow as well, or?
I have classes tomorrow, and I'll probably have some homework as well. We'll see. We'll see where it falls in the schedule.
Yeah, well, one of us will cast regardless.
Yes, one of us will make sure that the match is cast. I'd like to cast as much as Magma as possible, because...
And there's going to be a lot of ACFL, because it's every day, pretty much.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it is. For the next 2 weeks.
To be able to do this and not do anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Alistair and Trek have just tried really hard to sort of resurrect the competitive field, so props to them. The only pity is that all of this attention is happening at sort of off months. Like December, January. These winter months have always been unpopular months for competitive events, but hopefully they continue to be consistent. The casts continue to happen, and then maybe we can top the 126 we were having last season.
Yep.
All right, we will end it at this point. Thanks for co-casting with me, Albert.
No problem. One of us will be here tomorrow, or both. We'll see.
Okay, we will see.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, folks.